Hello everyone, this is AI here, and in today's tutorial I'll teach you how to create this Aztec pattern in Affinity Designer. As I explained in my previous tutorials, in order to create a pattern for a pattern fill, we first need to identify the tile that repeats itself throughout the composition. In this particular pattern, I identify the following tile that I highlighted with a black rectangle. The key to identifying a tile in a pattern is that it must start at the top, where it ends at the bottom, and it must start on the left, where it ends on the right. So this is what we're going to seek to create. And this is what the tile will look like after we have created and exported it. Alright, so to get started, we go to File New and we create a new composition. We give it 2000 by 2000 pixels in dimensions. And then we go to the Margin tab and we uncheck Include Margin. And we click on Create. And then we make sure that Snapping, Snap to Spread, and Snap to Object Bounding Boxes and Include Bounding Box Midpoints are enabled. And first we're going to create the dark blue background. So we take the rectangle tool, we set the stroke to none, and we are going to set the fill to dark blue. I will add the color codes in the description below so that you can follow along. And then we go ahead and we create a blue rectangle all over the composition. And then we're going to start creating this shape here in the middle. So in order to do this, we take the diamond tool, we leave the stroke as none, and we set the fill to white. And then starting from the middle of the composition, and while holding Ctrl and Shift to expand from the center and keep the 1:1 proportions, we go ahead and we create a diamond of 750 by 750 pixels in dimensions. And then we're going to duplicate the diamond. We are going to need 3 diamonds at equal distance intervals. So we press on Ctrl J to duplicate it. And here, as a reference point in the transform panel, we select the point in the middle. And then we set the width and the height to 500 pixels. And we set the fill color to red. And then we press on Ctrl J to duplicate again. And we set the width and the height to 250 by 250 pixels. And we set the fill color to beige. So now we have created all 3 concentric diamond shape at equal distance intervals. The next step is going to be to create the right triangles around it. So we press on Escape to unselect. We take the pen tool. We set the fill and the stroke to none. And then we go ahead and we draw a line from the top right extremity of the bounding box of the white diamond to its bottom left extremity. And then we press on Escape to unselect. And then we go ahead and we create a triangle from the intersection here of the line that we just created and the diamond to the top right extremity of the bounding box of the diamond, to the top point of the diamond, and back to here to the intersection point of the line with the diamond. And then we set the fill color of this shape to light pink. And then we're going to use it to create the other triangles that we need. So we press on Ctrl J to duplicate it. And we position it here. And then we press on Ctrl J to duplicate it again. And we position it here at the bottom right. And then we select both triangles like this. We press on Ctrl J to duplicate them. And then we flip them horizontally. And we position them on the other side of the diamond. And then we select all triangles. We press on Ctrl G to group them together. And then on Ctrl J to duplicate. And we flip them vertically. And we move them to the other side of the diamond. Alright, so now we have created this shape in the middle. Now we are going to duplicate it and set its color to blue and position 1/4 of it at each of the corners of the tile. So we select all the elements except for the background, and we press on Ctrl G to group them together, and then on Ctrl J to duplicate. And we set the color of the triangles to light blue, and the color of the red diamond to dark blue, like this. And then we collapse again. And then we take the group and we position it at the top left corner of the composition so that its midpoints at its right and bottom extremity snap to the composition. And then we press on Ctrl J to duplicate it. And we position it at the top right corner of the composition. And then we select both groups. We press on Ctrl J to duplicate them. And we position them at the bottom corners of the composition like this. So make sure that their midpoints snap to the composition. Alright, so now we have created a tile. Now we can export it and use it to a pattern fill. So we go to File, Export. We set the file type to PNG and we export it. Alright, so now we go ahead and we create a new composition. We take the rectangle tool and we draw a rectangle all over the composition. We select the rectangle. We take the vector float fill tool. We go to Set Bitmap Fill. We select the tile. We click on the composition and this creates a pattern fill. And then we can adjust the handles to make it smaller or bigger. Alright, so that was it for this tutorial. You'll learn how to create an Aztec pattern in Affinity Designer. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something from it. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye!